So in this video, we're going to talk about stretching. And it's very challenging to stretch one part at a time because we're so used to moving while we're doing things. And we lift, we carry, we do all sorts of things without realizing how much effort it is. But if we're lying down, if Cindy just brings her arm out to the side, no lift, she's probably going to be able to go a little bit further into range than she could when she was sitting up or in another position where she was doing strengthening. So even though this is the shoulder that perhaps doesn't have the same amount of strength yet, she could still move. We'll do it one more time because there's no gravity to pull her. She's actually just allowing herself to scoot on the floor and back. People who are lying in bed, sometimes if they're really ouchy, they could use some baby powder or talcum powder to help them move. But if you have a surface that moves easily, then just do it that way. And then with the leg, remember now Cindy is not wearing her sneakers because the sneakers already are giving her some weight on her leg. And she just wants to slide one leg down, maybe bring her toes up to her nose just to stretch, and then relax her foot, and bring the leg back up. And of course, she's going to do one side and then the other side. Let's do the outer leg, or what looks like outer, and then up. Always nice and slowly. Remember, as soon as you lift, you're already doing a weightlifting exercise. So if she brings her feet just a little bit further apart, we can also do a little bit of hip movement. So you want to keep your pelvis on the floor, you want to move your knee inward, and you want to go outward. Sometimes you just think about these exercises as really just testing out what your body wants to do. That maybe you'll find that some positions are easier than others, but just try and isolate the muscle movement into the part that you're moving. And then if one leg, we're going to slide this leg down and to do a little bit of an ankle exercise. So bringing your foot up, again, no gravity, pointing your toes. A lot of people would say, why am I doing exercises for parts of me that don't hurt? That's because all the muscles are attached in your body. And it's not a bad idea to work parts of your body that don't hurt as much because it helps the other part get stronger as well. If Cindy brings her foot up, she could then move inwards with her toes and then outwards. Always trying to keep her knee pointed towards the ceiling, but to go inwards and then outwards. So when we're doing exercises, we want to focus on as many muscles as possible. And you may find that as you progress, you're doing different types of exercises for different parts of your body. So if you can get your back against the wall, it's another good way of trying to stretch out these muscles. Sometimes it's hard to immediately get into this 90 degrees, and you may find that you're moving your pelvis a little bit forward and you're tilting, and don't worry about that until you feel more comfortable, and over time can gradually get your pelvis all the way back so that you're sitting on your hips and you're feeling supported. And so in this position, having both legs out straight is already quite a stretch. Some people may find that they have to start from a bending position, both knees are bent, so that you're not stretching on those muscles. And gradually, you start to strengthen one leg. It may take a few weeks to be able to progress this. And then you may find that sometimes one leg just doesn't want to stretch as far as the other. But once you're able to get into an almost straight position, you can then also use this position to do your foot and ankle exercises. Because remember, if we move just one foot at a time, always one foot at a time, by moving your foot, you're also moving, you're stretching muscles that are not just in your ankle, but that go all the way up into your calf muscle. And for someone who's been very tight and who hasn't been able to really move efficiently for a long time, it's very helpful to work parts of your body that don't hurt too much. So the other exercise that you can start to do once you feel that you're sitting relatively comfortably, your legs are stretched out, is to start to stretch your low back. And that's by taking your belly button and aiming your belly button towards your knees. So that's a much harder stretch than you think, but slowly back. Again, we're trying to move one part at a time. And so as you do that exercise, you focus on your back. When you're doing a back stretch, you focus on your legs, you focus on your ankles, and then eventually you try and put things together. So if now this is a much harder exercise by bringing your feet up at the same time. So always one step at a time, nice and slowly, paying attention to what your body is telling you to do.